I'm here at Bowmill Engineering Group in Poole. They recently purchased a Matsuura MX330 5-axis PC10 machine, and it was so good they bought a second. Mike, the Bowmill Engineering Group, we're here at one of a few sites, aren't we? Can you tell us about the company?
Yep, certainly. Bowmill Engineering comprises of three separate businesses. We have Bowmill Engineering, which is sited here in Poole. We have Bowmill Metal Treatments that are sited in Poole, but 3 or 4 miles up the road. And we have Bowmill Tewkesbury, which are in Tewkesbury in Gloucestershire.
Okay, some company, isn't it? I mean, I've heard of the business before. In fact, I think we've been here before, but things are going well for you.
Yeah, absolutely. The company started in 1970 and comprising of one small unit on this site, and it's grown since then to basically around 72,000 square feet of factory space over the 3 sites.
Okay, so what sort of parts are you making throughout the group then?
It's predominantly aerospace parts, some parts for defence and some parts for marine, but we're mainly aerospace.
People watching the video will have noted this machine behind you here. What instigated the purchase of this new Matsuura MX330, Mike?
Well, we needed to maintain our competitiveness. 5-axis machining is obviously the way to go. This particular machine we'd seen it in operation in other places, and so we decided that this was the way for us to go for the particular kind of work we do.
Has it proved to be successful for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fabulous machine. You only have to look at it to see how well constructed it is. It's very solidly made. It's got a large trunnion for the size of machine that it is, and it can take 80 kilos on the actual trunnion. That far exceeds the kind of work that we do. However, what it does give us is a great amount of solidity with the machine, so the quality and the tolerances we're holding are really impressive.
Some would always think of Matsuura machines, and one of the first things they might think of is the speed. They might think they can get their parts off the machine quicker, which is true in a lot of instances, but that wasn't really the ambition for you, was it? It was more about what we're hearing a lot about, the unmanned activity.
Absolutely. Obviously, you're still always trying to get the cycle time down as fast as you can. However, because the machine runs unmanned and you have 10 pallets, you can keep the machine going for long periods of time. It can run through the night. It runs all day long, tea breaks, lunch breaks. It doesn't need anybody most of the time near the machine. We use the probing cycle on the parts we're machining at the moment, and that's giving us a positional tolerance of microns, 3 or 4 microns. Even when you rotate the part 180 degrees and flash both sides, the parallelism it's holding is down to microns.
I'm sensing a bit of a habit around engineers we're visiting with these machines, and the same has happened here. You bought one and you just ordered another.
Absolutely. We've had this machine about 8 months. We've got another one being installed in our Tewkesbury site. It's there now, it just hasn't been commissioned. It's a game changer because suddenly every part looks like a 5-axis part. We make lots of kit parts for A320, A330, and it would be very applicable a machine like this. You could have 10 different parts on 10 different pallets.
So let's have a look at one of the applications that you're actually doing here on the machine. Could you maybe pick up this part and talk us through how this solution has helped you?
Sure. This is a part we're making currently on the machine. Previously, before we had this machine, it would have been probably at least a 3-op part. Maybe even 4, but we're doing it in 2 operations. The vast majority of the work is done in the first op to snap off, and then we have a small second operation just to take out the waste material.
There's a lot of machining in this, there's a lot of features, isn't there?
Absolutely, it's a complicated part, and the tolerances, there's some very tight tolerances on it, and we've tightened them up even further to make our assembly easier and our further processes easier. But the machine is holding all the tolerances day after day, component after component. You
wouldn't want to be doing this on lots of different machines, would you, moving it around? I mean, you could introduce so many possibilities of error.
Absolutely. Because it's all done in one op, you know that the integrity of the part is good, and everything's going to come out the same each part after part. If we were doing it in 3 or 4 ops, there's all kinds of errors, and you end up with blends and mismatches and things like that affect the visual look of the part.
You've been thoroughly impressed with the machine itself and obviously what it's producing for you. What about Matsuura as a company and how they have supported you during the purchase of what is your first machine from them?
Yeah, Matsuura have been excellent. They've given us terrific support on the training, the programming. Any problems we have, they're at the end of the phone, and we phone them up, and they respond very quickly. They've been very good.